Good afternoon, DEBx speakers, coaches, and advocates. I've put together this short video to discuss the steps that I am taking related to the recent situation with COVID-19, the coronavirus. So are we moving forward? The answer is a very resounding yes.
Now there's this comedian, her name's Kristen Shaw.
I love your message in that you have got to
deliver those notes. So as an example, you can see here, I'm going to identify just a few of these on this sheet. So the first one is piano.
The pearls I love because they can be quotes, humor, stories.
And I got some fantastic stuff. One from my sister, who's a kindergarten teacher. She's good at taking complex things and teaching them to little guys.
Your own message to move through this time together. Is that a fair guess on my part?
I believe it's the linchpin.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
How you doing?
I'm Deb.
Hey, it feels so good.
It was so good. How did that feel?
It felt so good. And
Oh my God.
we were doing this. I'm like, I'm nailing it.
Oh my God, that was perfect. Hit your zone. Do you feel it?
Yeah.
Woo, so good. So the question was, Christina, did you see anything last night? Now broadcasting. Welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us today for the 6th installment of DEBx. Please help me welcome to the DEBx panel, Jason Hewlett, Stephen Shapiro, Stephen Yu. Mark and Susan Sharonbrook.
In front of my bathroom mirror, I look at myself, look into my eyes, and for the first time in my life, I say, I love you.
Have you lived with regret or wish you had had the courage to jump instead of standing on the sidelines? Maybe you should consider living life like Blake and step out of the ordinary and to live courageously.
I'm 47, single, and live alone with a couple of plants. I am making a connection with all of you in the audience right now, and I like it.
It was such a gift. There you are, having a nice dinner, and someone brings up climate change. It wasn't at all how I'd want people to describe me. Hi, meet my friend Michelle. She's a bitter, stubborn, intolerant hypocrite, but she's a lot of fun to be around.
Killer quotes. We cannot stop it, but that doesn't mean we can't go beyond it. It's like driving with the parking brakes on, a complete drag. You gave so many great quotes and questions, and then the solutions of compassion to yourself, treat yourself, thank your bully, and then that hilarious closes.
Stepping up and stepping out begins and ends with recognizing your own personal worth and stopping comparing yourself. Don't be a chicken. Step out of the pecking order.
Be more original. I would come up with your own statement on comparisons versus Roosevelt. Make it. Sometimes it's too predictable to open up with a famous quote. I mean, even something like, have you ever walked in a room and looked around and said, well, maybe I'm not as good as that, but at least I'm better than that. Comparison, and then go off on it, because I think your take on it is better than Roosevelt's.
felt as though all the souls of the Black people who had died for me to stand there freely were rejoicing up through me. For the first time in my life, I knew myself as a Black man. I was connected, I belonged, and I was finally free to be me.
Are you willing to be wrong about your story? If you could rewrite your story right now, what would you write?
But I'm telling you, this was impactful, emotional, moving, and it was so well framed. You brought it from bookend to bookend. Congratulations and great job.
You are enough, and there's always more that we can learn. Start paying attention to that 96%. I encourage you to make that change, to grab your favorite marker, a Post-it note, or your favorite shade of lipstick and mark your mirror. Remember these 3 words when you are seeing your attention to that 4%. I am enough.
You're constantly giving and receiving cues, but are we aware of them? Are you aware of the cues people are giving you? Or better yet, are you aware of the ones that you're giving?
Think about an agenda at a meeting. Cues you can use is so memorable. It says exactly, well, it perks your interest, but it also tells you where you're going, and the heartfelt messages just bring it all together.
I think if you are, well, you could turn this into a 45-minute keynote. This has a lot of legs and a lot of ways it can go with it.
I know my experience may not be like yours, but I suspect that you'll agree with me. When this pandemic hit, it took us all completely off guard. We can breathe our way into a calmer state of mind within minutes. For the rest of you, I ask you to please uncross your legs, sit back in your seat, with your feet on the floor. Now do a quick body scan.
Now look, I don't know what you'll discover when you unmute your grief, but I know you'll discover what you really care about and how to create actions towards what you care about. So hit the unmute button and rediscover living.
Chad from marketing cuts you off like he always does, and you let him talk like you always do. I want you to say, "Oh, hell no, not today, Chad."
Turn on your cameras one more time so that we can give it up for all of you and all of the attendees. I unmuted you, so I want to hear you.
That's it. Everybody was amazing. You all so phenomenal.
The pandemic hasn't ended our professional speakers' careers. You people are going to.
Better than some of the actual speakers that are making a living at it that I've seen coming prepared, ready to go, no problems. I am completely floored at how this was put together. Everybody brought their A game. It's better than some of the ones I've seen for pros. It's unbelievable. Great job.
The writing, I can't tell you enough. The writing was absolutely phenomenal. In every topic, so unique.
Structure was impressive. Opening, body, close. Again, most speakers struggle with opening and closing. You all nailed it incredibly well. You need reps. I've got 4,500 speeches under my belt, and after watching all of you, I have to go back to the drawing board and get a little bit better because you guys are scared the shit out of me. Is what you